We're looking down, and I know that everybody here has some great stories and thoughts about all these players that we've lost, and I want everybody to share some stories what you've had with both of those players, definitely the old boys. What we're going to do first of all, I'm going to introduce the president of Miami Rotary Club, Christian He-Man. He's going to come on up and do his thing. AKA He-Man. Oh, pardon, Dr. PhD. Dr. He-Man.
Screw it.
Well, except for a taller guy.
I was going to try to tell a joke today, but I couldn't think of a clean one. So, sorry about that, guys. But Wade, you always wanted a speech from me. So here you go. All right. Thank you very much for the introduction, Dougie. I am the current president of Miami RFC. Some of you know me as He-Man. This is the start of my third year as president. When I joined the club, we only had a men's division. Today, we have a youth division, an old boys division, and enough men's players for 2 full squads right now. When I became president, the big question was, how would I make the club grow? Well, we moved our practice field to a more central location in the county, Ruben Dario Park. Now it's on? Okay, there we go. Ruben
Just the really small things in his hands, so just let it go.
Funny then. Where the men practice right after the youth. We're looking to reestablish a women's program. And we have several players representing Miami on the Florida select sides. That deserves a round of applause. The results speak for themselves, as we won the FRU state championship this past season. Another round of applause for that. Needless to say, we've outgrown our practice field. To the players, coaches, and administrators, I say keep up the good work. Before I hand the microphone off to the next person, which is Dougie again, I want to make some special thanks and recognitions. On our youth program, we did have a couple of female players, and one of them, Cynthia Kelly, is now playing for Life University. So that's a first. Yes, and she's on scholarship too. Cisco Lopez, who also came up through our youth program, has become one of the highest rated refs in the Florida Rugby Union, so that also deserves a round. On your tables, you see those wonderful centerpieces that my partner and I developed this afternoon. I'd like to thank our sponsors. The Grove Spot, I don't know if they're here tonight. Irish Times, the Production Factory, Latin Motors, and the now late Tobacco Road. Thank you to our sponsors, and be sure that you guys give them your support through your business. So we really appreciate that. A special thank you to all of our coaches. I know Ronnie's over there, and I see Gerard in the back talking on the phone. G, get off the phone. Okay, you're getting a player sip, okay. I'm a professor, I have to do this every class now. Turn off your cell phones. I know there are other coaches here, but to all of our coaches, I know you guys put in a lot of time and effort. I know Gabe from FIU, he's here as well. Franklin Williams is over there, also on his cell phone. Goes to show how much they pay. To our supporters also, that means the wives, girlfriends, partners, whoever.
Big hand for the wives and girlfriends, everybody! And may they never meet.
This is always awkward when this happens in class, too.
All right, it is at times without you, the supporters, we could not make this game happen every week, every practice, and every party afterwards. 45 years later, the oldest club in Florida is still going strong. I remember when I was going through a rough time and I turned to my captain. I don't know where he is right now. Big John? There he is. I was going through a rough patch, and I remember Big John turned to me and he said, the only thing that really matters, only the strong survive.
Yeah!
Little golf clap for He-Man. I'd like to have another golf clap, rugby clap for the women, the children, and the parents that help us all out to make rugby happen. I mean, that's all it is. It's all about everybody else that helps us support. Yes. Cheers, thank you. The next person we're going to bring up is Ivan Mikhailovich. My England not so good. So we would like to have the VP of the Youth Division please come up. Sir, rugby clap, not golf clap, rugby clap.
Hello, my name is Ivan Mikhailovich, for the new people that are here. Hello, and I'm playing for Miami Rugby since 1995. And today I'd like to share with you some pictures for the year 2009 when we started the youth program. And also I'd like to do a couple of things, but I want to give the original teachers that we have the first year, some players that really put a lot of effort. Are we okay? And so I want to call some names and I want to tell you guys who they are. Please, Tony Kelly. Okay, all these guys, well, first of all, Tony and Thomas have been elected when they played the most valuable players and most captains for the team. And Lucky, okay, Lucky? This is my friend Lucky. This guy was the first player who signed up for the youth program. And he scored the first try. And they still remember that game because they are bigger, faster, better players, but they lost it. So I want to give them the original jersey so they can remember today. We're having a party today because we have 45 years old. And we're number 9. Number 2.
Tomás.
And also, I'd like to ask for your help, Daggy. You guys, we're gonna stay aside now. I need to know who played from Miami Rugby in 1969.
Who played for Miami Rugby in 1969? We have a cake that's up here. We're going to have the youngest players for Miami Rugby and the oldest players. We're going to have a cake, and we're going to cut it. We're going to blow out the candles to signify the 45 years of Miami rugby. So go ahead and hang for it. This is the birthday party for Miami Rugby.
From some of the
young ones that we have. I love you, Wade.
What we'd like to have is the youngest Miami Rugby player come on up to help sing happy birthday to Miami Rugby Club. Who's the youngest person here that plays rugby? Come on up. We're going to sing
Okay, guys.
happy birthday to Black and Gold in English and Espanol. First time. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Espanol.
que deseamos a ti cumpleaños felices, cumpleaños feliz. Yeah. You want to say something? You want to say something?
No.
Well, I'm just amazed that this organization has done what we have and you see the interest in that. And just a couple of things. When they started, I was probably the only MD on the squad. And so when people got hurt or cut, they ended up in my kitchen. So we had to sew them up and send them on their way. And the captain in those days, his name was Bill Anderson, and he worked for the government. And we had an arrangement with the British consulate that when a British ship would come in, they would get us in contact with them and we'd play a game of rugby. One day the HMS Royal, which was the only... Oh, I've got a warning. You must be pretty good at whatever you do. Anderson, who was this huge monstrous guy, and myself went to see this ship, this aircraft carrier in Fort Lauderdale. This Anderson guy drives up to the British sailor, shows him a pass, and we go right on the ship. So I thought this was kind of strange. Anyway, a few months later, Anderson breaks a bone in his body. And he looks at me, and I have to take him to see Dr. Herbert Virgin, who at that time was the doctor for the Dolphins. And to assuage the fear and anxiety in Anderson, I stuck him full of Demerol. So he was kind of groggy when he went in there. We gave him some more, and he started talking and talking and talking. And he was just talking his head off. And it was all about CIA running people into Central America. So if you ever want a drug, go get some of that Demerol because it really works very well. Anyway, Herbert Virgin fixed it up, and the next day he came to me and he says, Roger, thank you for introducing me to that wonderful young American. So anyway, I really came here just to see how things were going on, to bullshit with Beverly. And I'm so glad that you've got young people here because I'm looking for somebody who is clean and O positive.
We're going to be testing clean and O positive. I'm sorry. I think there's a difference between clean and O positive. Which one would you rather have, clean or O positive? O positive. We have none. I'd like to bring up the next person. Okay?
Also, I'd like to say thank you very much for all the people who support the youth program. In the Group U14 is Nacho Céspedes, Mariano Cian with the U12. We have Javier helping us with the uniforms. The high school team is running by Ron with the help of Pancho. And many other people are always helping and do everything that you can see today. And this is the first time that we're doing a huge club event with all the divisions working together.
Steve Harlow. What's the question? Chimichanga. I'd like to definitely have the crowd definitely be around. The next person that's coming up has been a head coach of the youth division forever. He's done a great job. I remember when he played for our team, he was like really too fast. So I only had to kick him on the sideline. So I'd like to bring up Ronnie Suarez, please. The youth.
Good evening, everybody. I actually came here from work, so I didn't bring my speech with me, but I'm still young enough to remember what I wrote, so
Not an old boy yet.
I'm not an old boy yet. Hey, hey.
Oh, come on.
So I wanna say a little something about the history of the high school division for the youth. So we've been playing. This is going to be our 6th season. So the 5 seasons that we've been together. Thank you. Thank you. In the 5 seasons that we've been together, we have made the semifinals 5 times, and we've made the finals once. Every year with the high school division, it's been pretty tough because you tend to get high school kids at the very end of their years in high school after they haven't, they haven't made the football teams or they haven't made their sports teams, and they end up coming to us as seniors. So every year we end up graduating about the least amount that we've ever graduated was 13, and that's a big loss to a team. Any of the men's side players understand that losing 13 guys every season is pretty tough. So the one thing that we've always had is we've kind of grown our guys from the beginning to be leaders, and a lot of those guys usually end up getting picked as captains. So I want to recognize the captains for the youth division. Now today, one of our captains isn't here, but 4 of them are. So Camilo, Nacho, Tomas, and Anthony Kelly, please stand up. As I had promised my current high school players, I told you guys that I would announce who your captain was tonight as a treat for you guys for coming. So, the captain for the 2015 season will be Tony Bustos. privilege to come from our U14 program to the U15 program and now into the high school program. And this year he's a senior. He spent last season with us, and he's a well-known guy around the Miami Rugby group. That being said, I want to talk a little bit about our players who have graduated. So we have players all over the place, and we have players playing at UF, FSU, we have a bunch at FIU, and we also have one player playing in England at the University of Exeter. That being said, and He-Man had said this earlier, we have two girls that we've trained in our program with the high school group. One was Cynthia Kelly, and the other one was Gabby Bergman, and they're both at Life University now on scholarship. This year, I want to recognize somebody as well. This year we have another girl who just joined us, who spent the year at Naples playing, and now she's joined us, and she has the same aspirations. So Maria Hernandez, we're going to touch this. Lastly, I want to thank Ivan. I want to thank Miguel. I want to thank the guys who started the youth. I also want to thank my coaches, my coaching staff. Please stand up, guys over there. Alfonso, stand up, please. And one of our coaches, Leon, who's not here. He's actually on his honeymoon. I wish he was here, but he sends his well wishes. Thank you.
I mean, let's give it up for the youth program. The States, it's all about the youth program, and it's all about the teams. And the teams are the youth program and the support and the fans and the family, and quite frankly, I think that Miami Rugby has just an incredible base of youth rugby and coaches and fans and the moms and the dads that help out, which it's the base of all rugby, and thank God the States are finally getting a hold of it, and I definitely think that Miami, as you can see, the players that have gone off to other places and higher rugby teams, that I think that Miami Rugby team's got it right. So I thank everybody for being part of that. So rugby clap. The next person I'm going to come on. He's been called Bear, Mac, coach driver. He is been with the Miami Rugby team for as many years as I've been here. He's put up with the hot and the cold, the people coming out, people not coming out. I think that he's been the backbone of Miami Rugby team for as long as he stepped on the field. And I'd like everybody to give you a big Miami Rugby for Kevin Mack. Ghana. Mack.
Grab it there and not there. Thank you, everybody. Glad to see everyone. I really don't have a lot to say other than it's just an honor to be here among the old boys, current people, and the youth. And that's very important to us. The growth of the club. I told the guys as I stand in at the VP, I look to take this to 200 members. So we're about 50 short. John, my captain, would you stand up? John, the club captain, there he is. We were going to announce some of the previous winners, the awards from last summer and last year's schedule. state championship team. Just use this while we do this. Official. Thank you, sir. We'd like to recognize our MVP is Sebastian, who couldn't make it here tonight. Young kids, work, and all the other things that are going on, but Sebastian was our hooker last year, did a fine job. Standing in the back there, Matt, would you stand up, please? Matt was our most valuable forward. Hate to hear it, hate to see it, but Matt will be leaving us next month. But Matt, it was a pleasure having you as part of the club. Stay in touch. The John Clemens Award. A lot of you older folks are familiar with John Clemens. We hand out an award for the John Clemens Award. Somebody not only is involved with playing, doing stuff behind the scenes, helping the club go forward. We'd like to recognize Pee Wee. He was in the back corner back there. Best to our knowledge, the Fiji Award, which goes to a member of the team that shows the most spirited play, the most involved in rugby, the guy that can't stop smiling when there's rugby games going on. Kyle is a medical student. He got a break this weekend, so he flew home to California, but we'd like to recognize Kyle. And last, we'd like to recognize the most improved on a year. When we watch the guys come in, they go through preseason, they play the season, they take on different leadership roles, etc. But young Frisco was the most improved from last year's club, so we'd like to recognize him. Thank you. And before I leave, I'd just like to tell everybody, we are sitting here, and we are growing as a group, and we can't do it without you. So, here's to you and on a beer, which is unusual. Happy birthday. Thank you, Miami.
Three cheers for Matt. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Good on you, mate. The next person we're going to bring up says he didn't want to be brought up, so what do we do in rugby? You bring him up. We're bringing up the Vice President of the Old Boys, Mr. Ruben Garcia, from Super Cubs. Listen, without the youth, without the Old Boys, there'd be a lot of medium age guys.
Absolutely. Hello. How you doing? Well, 45 years. Right? 45 years. One of the things that I can say is that, you know, I'm going back to Miguel, I'm going back to Ivan, about the young kids, about the belief that I have. If we don't have young people coming from the bottom, we're not going to exist, right? So, kudos to the ones that are putting the time every single day to have kids train, to put the time, right? So now, at this point, I'm an old boy, right? So I'm trying to kind of get the old boys to play games, but the important part is that I believe that we need a field. We need a home field. I believe in a club, a place that we can go. On the weekends, you can see your family, you can see your friends, right? So when I took this job as a VP, more than having old boys coming to the field, the reality is that I strongly believe that we need a field. We're in a place that on Saturdays, when you have nothing to do, you bring a little in, you can cook, you can play touch, you bring your kids, and that's where I'm coming from. That's what I learned rugby, right? So, I just, and I believe Mike knows this, we have a land that can be our field. 10 acres, A Street, 160, Southwest. But, once again, we got to do this as a club, right? So, definitely, once again, my job, and I took this job because Ivan asked me for it, is to hopefully help you guys have a field. That you go, you have all the colors, you go, the posts have the black and gold, you have a place that you can change, and by the way, a place that you can share and spend time with your family as a rugby club. So definitely for the old boys, the people that have been here since 1969, that's what my job is. And hopefully, with Mac and people that we're talking, hopefully soon we can have a place that you can go, and instead of be here, one day we're going to have our own place that we can do this type of party. Okay? Thanks. Thank you. Doggy? Can I say what happened when I cut the hair of that lady? No.
Oops. Thank God he didn't want to come up and talk. Let me translate in Chimichagaland. Chimichagaland is a beautiful place for rugby. It's in between Miami, Ireland, and Argentina. Basically what we want to do, Miami Rugby to be a proper club, we need a clubhouse, we need a field, we need a place that everyone can come to day in and day out, 12 months a year. So we're working on that, and the youth program, the old boys, and the Miami men's are definitely working on that. So buy your shares now because they're going to double.
Yeah. By now.
Buy now, buy low, sell high. Right, where are we at?
Moving on.
Alrighty, we're moving on. We'd like to basically, one of the foundations why we're here is the anniversary party for Miami Rugby, the 45th anniversary, and we're very, very lucky to have a lot of the players that were here. So what I'd like to do is turn the microphone over to basically the person that started this, and why we're all here is a big hand for Jim Beverly, please.
Yeah.
Jim Beverly, everybody out.
I can still breathe. First, Ruben, you guys think, thank you, wobble. You think you're old boys, but for the young guys, you can play forever. I'll be 70 tomorrow, and I'm still playing. When I play over 55, that's young boys. And I'm glad to see some of my old mates, Dr. Roger Walker, who was up earlier, one of the original 69s. Brad Hannaford, who was up here earlier, was our president for many years, and a great second row, one of the best lurkers ever. He could be 10 yards offside and never got called, because he was sly. Richie Robinson, who I think had to leave, ex-UM football player. Jose Mojena. Arriba, our hooker back in the day. Gary Sandor, who played for us early, left to go play for the Rodents, the Tridents, but came back. Yeah. Franklin Williams, my scrum half. No one man can stop it. When they finally kicked the Miami Rugby Club off the UM field, Franklin helped start the UM Rugby Club and has been there forever. You know, we've had 100 guys who said, I play for my country, I'm a star, and I can coach your team, and then they take off. Franklin's been there, what, 25 years? Yeah. Richie and Tom Sherrouse, a converted Gator. Is Tom still here? What is it, Christy? Yes. Who helped arrange some things. And of course, our missing soul from the class of '69, Don Russo, a great player who passed away in March. I know you've been sitting here for a long time, but there are a few things I need to say. First of all, the club started almost on this day, November 1969. An English priest was here at the University of Miami, and he wanted some R&R for the British ships that came in quite frequently then, so he started a team. And we played our first game. We practiced on the soccer field. The original picture is in the back there. There's an original jersey there. From back in the day, there's a conch shell, a tortoise shell from our first trip to Cayman. Illegal now to bring those things out. We still have it. Father John Howells, who helped start the team. We played the HMS Arethusa at Ransom School on their soccer field, and I taped a few bamboo poles to the soccer goalpost to make the rugby goalpost. We won. Now, we had to play them again in Key West a month later, and we didn't win. The chief rate, that's like the staff sergeant in the Navy, told them all if they didn't beat us, they would be scraping the hull for the next 10 years. From then, we moved on to playing against Florida, Orlando, FSU, etc. But one of the interesting things was that we traveled a lot. And we added matches we used to play 40, 50 A games a year. In midweek, we'd play college teams on tour instead of practicing. And we won the first Florida Cup. There's some pictures of that in the back too. An exciting 15-13 victory over FSU, now Tallahassee. We won the first Florida-Georgia game with 8 Miami players on the first Florida team. And I also, that night after the game, we found out 9 months later that my first son was born, so it was a good day. We won several more state cups, the Norfolk Rudder Fest, the Gator Invitational, we were in the finals. We beat the 2 biggest aircraft carriers in the British Navy, one on July the 4th, 1976. Of course, we arranged, I played in England where you freeze to death. We decided to play the English guys at noon. So they did pretty well for a while and then they melted. We beat undefeated Toronto Scottish, 8 national teams at their place. Great tours too. Mexico, Jamaica, Nassau, Freeport, Cayman, where we went for 20 years, one of our favorite places, Trinidad, St. Lucia, Santo Domingo. There's some tales about that one and why we needed lawyers on the trip with us who spoke Spanish so we could get some people out of jail. We hosted English teams, Bath, Leicester, Eastern Counties, the Rugby Club, Northampton, Old Blue, New York. We hosted the first Argentine teams to come to the United States, and we were the first American team to tour Chile and Argentina. Of course, the Argentines were very upset when they were playing with us that I could translate what they were saying. The gringos speak Spanish. Yeah, they're going to try a blindside move. That's not fair, remember. Okay. Other notes, David Williams, one of our first presidents who used to schedule those 40 matches, couldn't be here. He's in surgery. His liver, not his bones. It was the after parties that got him. We went through, after we left the University of Miami, we'd been through, 12 fields. We went through about 6 bars. Whenever they kicked us out, by the way, the bar closed. I said, you shouldn't have kicked us out. Varsity Inn, Bill and Ted's, Duffy's, the Pine Trees, etc. The team, I'm really excited. The old boys, yes, of course, but the youth program is the most exciting thing I've seen happen in the last 5 or 6 years, which is a tremendous addition to the program. And hopefully we'll get that clubhouse and our field. You should know also that this team has split 5 times. First the Tridents, then the Smugglers, then the UM, then FLU, and it still survived and got bigger. So happy trails to you. Have a great season next year, and I'll be around, I hope, for another 50 years.
Thank you. Big hand for Jim Beverly, everybody. Big hand. I say chimichanga. Everyone say chimichanga. 1, 2, 3, chimichanga. That's it. Chimichanga is a magical place where all rugby players are second rows, and they're tall and they have a lot of full head of hair. The props know what I'm talking about. Listen, see, Cloud. Listen, one of the pinnacles of the night, when we're all here, is to recognize the people that started the rugby 45 years ago and had the courage to play rugby and to organize. And I don't know if anybody's ever organized anything. If you ever organize anything other than like herding cats, it's very, very similar to running a rugby team. So running a rugby team is very, very difficult. They're a great group of guys. But we want to acknowledge the people that have been with us for 45 years. And what I'd like to first do is have Kevin McDonough come on up, and what we're doing is it's going to be the Miami Rugby Club Hall of Fame inductees, and we hope this is going to go on forever. Yeah.
Thank you, Dougie. It is a great honor to induct the first ever Hall of Famer to walk into Miami Rugby Club.
Don't touch the bottom. Yeah, that's a microphone. Don't touch the bottom, Mac.
Don't touch the bottom.
Mac, get your hand off the bottom. There you go.
My hand wasn't on the bottom, please. Right on the bottom.
Don't discuss. Don't argue.
Regardless, I wish I had more to say about the first inductee. I met him 20 plus years ago. He was the talk of the town on the sidelines of rugby matches. I've listened to his stories. I respected him. He plays to win. He's still playing. It is a great honor to induct the first guy, Jim Beverly, if you wouldn't mind coming back out. As Jim is here, and Jim was around more so than I was back in those days, I would like for him to introduce the second inductee into the Hall. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you all. Actually, a good moment in life. I think I can remember this one for a bit. Thank you. Cuidado, el gringo habla español. The second inductee is a guy who was not in the group of '69, but he came a year later. He was our fullback for a very long time, but even more importantly, he was our president and fixture secretary, and he's the one who got all the English teams and all the tours to Mexico and to Chile and Argentina and the French teams and the first Old Boys team. He was just a master organizer. And he was planning to be here today, but he had surgery yesterday. Kidneys again.
Fine. He might touch his head.
We tried to drag him out of bed, but we're going to get him back down here when he gets better for some fall season games, and you'll get to meet the great Mr. Williams, David Williams. And none of the old boys need to get up, or the old wives, to tell David Williams stories. We'll do that in the back, because he is what is known to parlance as a character.
Cheers. I have a new Vanna White, actually. It's gorgeous. I personally wanted to have this this honor of inducting one of the first players to the Miami Rugby Club Hall of Fame. He was the. I came here in '93, very, very disheveled, tall, good-looking, second row from Chicago. And Miami Rugby team put me into a short, slow, fat scrum half. So I realized it's probably best to be president. So what I really wanted to do is I consider a personal friend, somebody that took Miami Rugby team through a lot of the changes that everyone's listened to. And there's so many youngsters here and stuff that have listened to so many old people and stuff, and I'm definitely one of them. But it's the youth, it's us getting together, it's us doing fundraisers, and it's us getting together like this, which quite frankly, there's a couple of thousand people here, because I'm from Ireland, so we say thousand a lot, but I like to have the final person for the inductee for the Hall of Fame is my good friend, Brett Hannaford. Give it up.
That's a single road, doggy.
No? Nothing?
Do the mic.
This is a commercial. Come here. The sir has a couple of things to say.
When I got to where I couldn't really play competitive rugby any longer, I'd had a couple of vertebrae in my neck fused, and I was becoming a big target for all the young rugby players in the world. My daughter asked me to join her in a stage combat group. Now, this is my 10th, 11th year of putting on a medieval fair up in T.Y. Park with sword fighting and stuff like that. And I'm not just a rugby player anymore. I'm King Henry VII.
Now listen, I've seen him. He has a sword. It's 7 feet long. He swings at people. And you get to call people women wenches legally. then there's food and drink, and there's cars up front for us to grab.
And Franklin will be parking cars.
As usual. Here, here. Mr. Brad Hannaford, everybody. Get on down.
Now you're here.
I got it. What I like to do, he's a PhD. I deliver medical equipment. What I like to do, everybody here, I like to have a big old picture right around here, as we've done it before. I like to have the youth, everybody involved. I like to have a big picture right by the stadium. Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Because quite frankly, if they see Miami Rugby with all of us, ain't no thing. Cool? I'd like to have 3 cheers for everybody that helped out with this party, and there's many. So I'd like to have a big 3 cheers for Miami Rugby. Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Good on ya, Jimmy Chocolate.